Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Monday, July 27th, 2020. People, the stage is set. Bear with me here. I have a lot of stuff to talk about. Right now, let's start off with the basics. Stocks are pointing towards a slightly higher open, but the dollar again is getting cremated, absolutely cremated. Silver is up like 7%. Gold is at a new record high. Cryptocurrencies are higher across the board. And this is no surprise to you because I explained to you for I don't know how long now, years, that this scenario would unfold exactly the way it is. And this, make no mistake about it, what you are witnessing is all by design. The dollar decimation is going to get a lot worse because understand what's being set up here. Problem, reaction, solution. And the solution is going to be a new dollar. Something I've been talking about now for a long I don't even know how long I've been explaining to you that the dollar is being deliberately attacked. And if you're a member of the middle class, you're in a hell of a lot of trouble here moving forward with a weakening dollar. All right, by design. Now, if you were to turn on pretty much again any of the mainstream channels, they're posting articles, they're bringing out guests, trying to convince you that it's not the action of the Federal Reserve that is putting pressure on the dollar. I guess they don't believe that the Federal Reserve has been rigging the debt market to suppress rates now for over an entire decade, and that's about to get a lot worse too. Understand, they must flood the airwaves with misinformation. The weakening dollar is a deliberate act by the Federal Reserve flooding the world with trillions and trillions of dollars. That's all this is. It's not the coronavirus or anything else. It is the Federal Reserve creating what? Problem, reaction, solution. You understand? It's so simple. And again, most people, again, are going to be absolutely blindsided because they're being fed, fist-fed lies, propaganda, fake news, and it's only going to get much worse. Now, let's talk a little further here. Gold and silver are skyrocketing. Cryptocurrencies are higher as a direct result of what the Federal Reserve is doing. And I've outlined this since time immemorial. Now, a weaker dollar, like I have explained, is stock market positive because it takes more weaker dollars to buy anything, even shares of stock. You understand? So everything's going to inflate along with the Federal Reserve's balance sheets, plural, that are going to balloon. You know that too. So that's what you can expect here moving forward here, people. There is no doubt about it. Just remember the exact words I am telling you here. Problem, reaction, solution. And the problem is going to get much worse, so a more severe reaction from the people who are going to demand something be done. It's always the same. It never changes going back as far as you want to go. This is how they set up a major change in policy. Talking about policy, we're going to hear from the Fed this week. And, look, Wall Street is a rumor mill, okay? People talk. Wall Street is expecting the Federal Reserve to send out the cavalry to support the stock market at all costs, which means more cash printed out of thin air, more cash created from nothing to buy the market. That's how it's going to go here. It's a wealth transfer mechanism on an epic scale. That's all this is. The Federal Reserve is robbing the middle class blind with no politician who wants to help. They all are calling for lower rates. They're calling for more stimulus, more debt. I mean, we just heard yesterday from Larry Kudlow, Steve Mnuchin, they're talking about another $1,200 stimulus check. Where's this cash coming from? We're broke. They got to go borrow it from the Federal Reserve, who is more than happy to, supply more debt because that's their end game, to buy it all. I mean, I just don't know another way to put this anymore. But you get it. And you know what to do. Bet against the debt, become your own central bank, and realize where we are going here. And expect, like I said, the problem to get much worse, so the reaction is much greater, so people will accept the solution. Very, very, very simple, very straightforward. And like I just said, Wall Street is expecting the Federal Reserve, who will support this market at all costs. Big earnings week here. Let's see what this market does. It's interesting. Look, all this is understanding the plan, understanding what they are setting up. And it's been in the works for over an entire decade, and I've been warning all of you about it since that time. It's absolutely incredible. I want you to think about something. When I first started my blog here over a decade ago, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet was around $3 trillion. I've been telling you all, bet against the debt, become your own central bank since that time, because I realized at that point that the Fed was going to massively inflate. So again, when I started this whole thing, the Fed's balance sheet, the one we're allowed to see, was at $3 trillion. We're at $7 trillion right now, and it's going much higher. It was so obvious to me, and the solution was very simple. An anti-debt unit based in dollars. That is gold and silver. They've been playing games with gold and silver forever. But I've always said there's going to become a point where they cannot control it anymore. And we are seeing some big moves with regard to gold and silver. If the Fed is going to do what I believe they are, again, problem, reaction, solution, you can expect gold and silver to skyrocket along with the cryptocurrencies. They're going much, much higher. It should be obvious to you. And again, a lot of effort, in fact, maximum effort to prop up this stock market as well. And then when they're ready, they're going to pull the plug here. And it's going to destroy so many people. And I promise to keep all of you on top of this. And we're going to get our cash out of this at the right time, as we always do. No doubt about it. All right, look, this guy right here loves all of you a lot. Please ponder these things. Look for the propaganda, the fake news, the distractions. It's going to flood the airwaves. They must convince you that the dollar is cratering, not because of the action of the Federal Reserve, not because the Federal Reserve is taking over the world, literally, not because the Federal Reserve is finishing its final solution to be the lender of last resort, buyer of last resort, so they can own the entire world. Because that's exactly what is happening, and it's in our face. No one wants to do anything about it because they're all part of the problem here. They're all puppets of the Federal Reserve. All right. Love you. See you later.